Alright, so we are back with the first tier list of 2K22, and this one being on the best PGs in the game. So if you are excited, that like button down below, comment what you guys think as we get on through. Then guys, you should move up, move down, and everything in between. Hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel, and without further ado, we have a message from the sponsor of today's video. If you need your unlimited 12-0 domination Evo cards level 40 or even more grinded, contact Rose NBA on Twitter. Link is in the description. And now that we got that out of the way, we can get into the hard pass tier. You guys know it. I show you everybody who's down to the nothing special tier. These are guys that, like, yeah, you can use and have some fun, but definitely once you kind of get some upgrades, you for sure should replace them. We have Emerald Jonberry, who's one of my favorite Emerald PGs, but just not a guy that you really want to be out there using in unlimited and those sort of things. Like, yeah, he's good, but he's definitely not one of those like top tier PGs. You should definitely just get somebody else. Emerald John Morant, pretty fun, pretty cool, but I don't know, just has his own thing. He's really good with that Bryant Reeves duo, but I think if you need a duo to really be like the best version of yourself, maybe you need a bit of an upgrade. Tyrese Maxey's pretty cool, but again, nothing too crazy on him. Like, yeah, he's fun, he's cool. I enjoyed my time with him, but yeah, he was only used because he was a domination reward card, let's be honest. Next up is Gus Williams. Just has a pretty terrible three-point shot. I'm just not really a fan of the card. I've tried him out, have some fun. I know some people like him, but just not my cup of tea. And same thing with Johnny Moore. Just not a card that I'm really, getting out there and excited to use, but he can be fun, he can be cool depending on what you're looking for. Gilbert Arenas and Dennis Schroeder, both just alright, little amethyst. Both of them just have interesting jumpers that I'm not really feeling. Just not, again, not my thing. Starting off the still decent tier, we have this Sapphire Steph Curry, who is an absolute demon, a super fun card just to go out there and use it, just have a bunch of fun with. Highly recommend it to anybody, to be honest. Now, I put him in the still usable tier just because he just doesn't really have the defense to keep up with a lot of guys. There's some cards who have bad defense but can still feel like they're pretty good. This Steph just really isn't one of them, and his jumper just isn't as good as it was last year, which is a bit disappointing. Next up is the gold Dennis Smith Jr., the best gold card really in the entire game. Is an absolute god and is a super fun card for literally anybody to use. If you ended up picking him up, highly recommend just, mess around with him, have some fun, because he's actually pretty solid. Next up is Emerald Gerald. Gerald. Darren Collison, one of those really solid, just all-around Emerald cards. If you have the ability to, I would highly recommend picking him up on the token market. Really cheap, really easy, really good for those offline modes to lower your overall. A pretty fun card just in general. Highly recommend him really to anybody that is still on that Emerald tier. I think he was one of the ones that I talked about in my must-pick-up Emerald card. So all-around, super solid. Next up is Calvin Murphy, who is a short king that they decided they weren't going to nice by giving him any sort of boost when it comes to defense or mismatch expert. Like, he's short, so they gave him Giant Slayer, but they didn't give him mismatch expert, so he still is a little bit too tiny to really go out there and kill it when it comes to shooting, which sucks, but it is what it is. Sometimes you get hurt like that. Next up is Ruby JoJo White, an all-around amazing Ruby card. He's actually pretty fun. He's got that Paul George base, but we've just been getting a lot of really good PGs, so a lot of these base set cards are kind of finding their way falling down, which is unfortunate for them, but you kind of get it. It's just the story of what happens in my team. Next up, Mark Bryce has a beautiful jumper and jump shot 28, but just like Steph Curry, we're going to be a good shooter, going to be pretty flashy and nice, but the just lack of general defense or feeling like he's good on defense just kind of hurts him. James Silas is our next one. He's good, but I've used this card, ended up getting him off triple threat offline, and I'm not really a fan, to be honest. Like, yeah, he's good, but just nothing really too special to me. Yeah, he's alright. Next up is Amethyst Darren Williams, who's just all around great card. He has that base 38. It's actually pretty money and was super easy to do some challenges with him when I had to. So all around, absolutely love him, but there are some things to be, desired from him, but he's still definitely really good. And last but not least, in our still usable tier is Gary Payton, and obviously he's here for his defense. We know what Gary Payton does out there. An absolutely amazing defender and can be super fun depending on what you need to do for your team. Great playmaker, and he's all right at everything else. Got a good jumper, jump shot 40, but you got to pick and choose what you're doing with him. Starting off our pretty damn solid tier, we have Booby Gibson, or Ruby Daniel Gibson. This card is absolutely amazing once you evo him up. He's one of my favorite Ruby cards in the game. Has that MJ base, and it's just absolutely amazing. Still a great slasher, still a pretty capable defender. All around, I absolutely love him, and I highly recommend him to literally anybody because he's a free domination reward that kills it. Next up are two cards that I kind of look at as one of the same. Sapphire Seth Curry, and Sapphire Patty Mills. Both of these cards are absolutely amazing. They have their respective jumpers on quick, 32 with Seth and 98 with Patty Mills, and they are just absolutely amazing. 3-point hunting cards that you can just have an absolute blast with in unlimited, limited, anything like that. These are two of my favorite Sapphire cards and two of my favorite cards in general, like in the entire game. These guys are crazy. Next up is Amethyst John Stockton, another absolutely amazing card because he's got some good defense and a lightning quick jumper. It's kind of what saves Stockton is the fact that his jumper is really fast, like really fast, which is always, I don't know, good to see. You have some fun with it. Again, Stockton cards are short, but it helps that he has some good defending and that sort of stuff. So all around, a pretty damn solid card. Next up is Damon Jones, another Sapphire with a quick jumper, this one being jump shot fore, and it is absolutely amazing. This Damon Jones, when it comes to just being a light out shooter, is absolutely money, and again, somebody that I recommend to literally anybody because he is a free card that you can go ahead and get, which, again, you'll love to see. Next up is Ruby Jameer Nelson, another one of those short kings, but they niced him actually giving him mismatch expert, unlike Calvin Murphy. If they gave Calvin Murphy, like, gold mismatch expert, he actually could have been up there, but you can't even add it to him, which is kind of trash. But Jameer has literally every badge you would need, has a great jumper, and just all around a super nice card. So while he is short, he is an absolute demon. Next up is Bob Cousy, who has been actually my starting PG for a little while, but I've actually kind of switched him out for somebody else, and it's been working pretty amazing. Bob Cousy is basically just a worse version of the Diamond CP3 that we have out here with the Diamond, with the CP3 jumper, and the fact that we have good defense, good shooting, good finishing, just all around. He is pretty short, but I have had a load of a good time with this Bob Cousy. Just sometimes he can feel a little bit inconsistent on defense, which is a bit annoying. Next up is Baron Davis, the Ruby. This guy is just absolutely amazing. The one thing that's holding him in there, although he is a base set card, is the fact that this guy just speed boosts and cheeses with the best of them, which is super fun. He has one of the best dribbling styles just like in the game, and he is absolutely insane with it. So you can just get some really nice animations, and he has a money jumper as well with a Damian Lillage jumper on quick. All around, super amazing Ruby card, and it reflects as he's one of the most expensive Rubies in the game. Next up is Diamond Slick Watts, who is a pretty good card, but has that Charles Oakley jumper, even on the normal timing. I'm not really a fan of it. He can be good, he can be cool, but I think from a collector reward, in my opinion at least, he's a bit of a weak one, and he could use a little bit of an upgrade, but yeah, that's just my opinion. He's still a good all-around card. Next up is Monte Morris, who is another version of Allen Iverson, has that trade break base, is like 6'1", which is pretty dope, and this is all around a really fun card to just go out there, have some fun with, cheese a little bit, and just, mess around with, like a really good card in that sense, and I love using him. He was great, and again, he's a free domination reward card, which it always gives you some bonus goals. We can be a free card, and you can be this good. So pick him, try him out. If you have him, evo him up. He's going to be an absolute demon for you. And last but not least is Amethyst D Browns, who actually evos up to the diamond, which you'll see right here. I actually just got my hands on this D Brown, and he is absolutely insane. Like, he is a super fire card that, again, I really recommend to anybody that can get him. Actually, everybody can get him because of that. He has a really nice jumper. He's actually really good at attacking the basket, even though he's 6'1", and his defense can be a bit spotty at times, but all around is actually pretty solid. So all around, amazing card in D Brown. Starting off our nearly best tier, these are the guys that just aren't quite top tier. We're started off with Steve Nash, who just has an absolutely money jumper. You know you're getting out of Steve Nash. Amazing playmaking, some godly three-point shooting, and some really nasty layups, which is, again, always a great thing that you love to see out there from him. Steve Nash is just great. I did his XP challenges, and he made it so easy, just whipping the ball around. Really fun all-around card. Highly recommend him to literally, again, anybody that needs a good PG from the auction house. Next up is my surprise pick in Ruby, Ron Harper. Ron Harper is seriously one of my favorite cards in the entire game, and he's actually the guy who has replaced Bob Cousy in the starting lineup because he seriously is that good. The defense that comes from this Ron Harper is absolutely insane. That's exactly why he's on the squad. He just absolutely clamps everybody up, does whatever the hell he wants, and I love to see it. Now, he does have a big lack when it comes to, three-point shooting and that sort of stuff, so if that's your cup of tea, I probably want to get Ron Harper, but just having pure mismatches and being insanely tall and just playing good defense, you'll love to see it, man. I love this Ron Harper. Next up is Rajon Rhonda. We kind of all know what Rondo cards do. He's got the defense, he's got the playmaking, and on this one actually has a bit of a three-point shot as well, which you love to see. All around, just a really good card that, again, I recommend if you can get enough cards to get him. But that's the kind of difficult part. He is a collection level card, so not the most obtainable for most people, but he is really solid for anybody that does have him. I highly recommend that you go ahead and give him a shot out there. Next up is the new Triple Threat Vault reward card in Louis Dampier. The guy's Tony Parker, just better. If you go ahead and add your own version of clamps to this Louis Dampier, he becomes an absolute god. So everybody that gets him, I highly recommend you do that, because he has, I think it's like Hall of Fame mismatch expert, or at least gold, and it's just going to be a money shooter and money finisher all around. Great card. They kind of niced us with the most recent update. Next up is Kemba Walker. Has that Walker jumper on quick, and he just has those dribble sigs that just make him an absolute demon. I mean, come on, man. You know when you pick up a Kemba Walker card that he's going to dribble his nuts off and just be absolutely amazing at that. And right now, in such a heavy speed boost meta, I promise you this Kemba Walker is going to feel a lot better than you would think he would. He's all around just a amazing card. Next up is Damian Lillage, just a better version of Baron Davis. Doesn't have as good a defense, but I mean, who needs defense when you're this good on offense like Lillage is? All around amazing card. That Lillage jumper on quick seriously hits different, and again, recommend it to literally anybody because he's not that expensive. Next up is a card that's pretty unattainable for most people, and that is Diamond Jamal Murray. He is an amazing scorer, an amazing all-around card, and just a really good dude in general. Like this, Jamal Murray is actually kind of crazy. Now, again, you have to pull him out of some promo packs, but if you can, there are few cards that I think are better offensively than this Jamal Murray, so all around, absolute W if you end up getting him. Next up is Freddy Van Vleet, one of my favorite cards in the game right now. He is just super fun to use, and that Giannis jumper is actually a lot better than you would think it is, which is awesome to see on Freddy. Plus, he has silver claims, plays some lockdown defense, and it's just a super fun card, at least in my opinion, to go out there and have some fun with. He's like 6'1", and just, he's a demon, man. Freddy Van Vleet is a god out there. Next up is CP3, just a better version of Bob Cousy. Obviously, CP3 jumper on quick, or not on quick, on normal timing, but he does have some really good defense with gold clamps and stuff like that. So even though he's a bit undersized and can't dunk, you can still get some really good usage out of this Chris Paul card, which is always what we're looking for out of these cards, right? We want them to be usable, we want them to be fun, and Chris Paul is exactly that. And last but not least is going to be Diamond Allen Iverson, just an absolute beaut out there. Allen Iverson has that, trade break jumper on quick, which we all love to see. Come on, if we're being honest, we love to see it out there. And it's just a fun card, man. Because he has Mismatch Expert and Giant Slayer out there, he actually doesn't feel as short as you may think he would feel, which obviously that's what we're looking for out of these cards, and is real fun. Even has a bit of a dunking out there, and if you can get some posters with this Allen Iverson, it is seriously one of the most fun things you can go out there and do. It's just catch absolute bodies with them, which you love to see out of the man. And that actually ends it for our nearly best tier, where we can start off, I guess I have it labeled as the Demons here, but it's best of the best, where we're starting off with Walt Frazier, who just is amazing, man. Walt Frazier just has defense, and you love to see that. Just absolutely clamps everything up while still having a money jumper, really good finishing, and just being one of those dudes who can do literally everything that you need him to. Now, he is a token market player, so he does take a lot of tokens to, go up and get him, but once you do, if you're up there, it actually can be pretty useful to you to take this Walt Frazier and just go nuts with him. Next up is Stefan Marberry, who is Derrick Rose without being Derrick Rose, and it is absolutely money. I mean, the dude has gold quick first step and is just lightning quick, dunks on everybody, and is just one of those cards that you can just go out there, have some fun with, uses amazing dribbling, and just cheese into the paint. I had a blast in the gameplay with Stefan Marberry, and if you wanted Derrick Rose, but didn't want to pay all the MT to get him, you got him right here in Stefan Marberry. I promise that you will not regret it. This card is crazy. Next up is Sleepy Floyd from the Exchange, another card that is absolutely amazing, but pretty unobtainable for most people, just because, you have to go through the Exchange to get him, which is a bit unfortunate. But if you do, he's a great card. He's super fun. I think he has like Jump Shot 22, which is pretty nice, and all around has some really amazing just animations in general. Super cheesy, super quick, and again, we love the all-around players in my team. Next up is Kyrie Irving, and I guess I'll show up Fred Brown as well. Both these guys are absolutely amazing. The Kyrie Irving jumper, both on quick, both have amazing dribbling animations and are both just amazing, just bursty speed boosting people. But Fred Brown is actually slightly better than our man Kyrie here, just because Fred Brown actually has some better defensive badges out there, has better defense in general, and just has a slight ability to dunk and finish a little bit better than Kyrie does. So Kyrie is fun and it is cool, but honestly, I give the slight edge to Fred Brown. Next up is Derrick Rose. Oh, I didn't click. Who is just a slightly better version of Stefan Marberry, as you would expect. Has Hall of Fame quick first step, and it's just crazy. Marberry is the better shooter, but Rose, I think, is a better card in general. Next up is Darren Williams. If you thought this Sapphire was fun to use, just wait till you get your hands on this diamond. Base 38 on quick. I think he has it on quick, and if not, I'm just capping. It is absolutely amazing, and again, it's just one of those ones that you love to see. I mean, he is super fun. He's super nice. There really isn't too much to say about him. I mean, this Darren Williams and Derrick Rose are two of the best, if not the two best PGs in the game, aside from, like, you know, Marberry and that. It's crazy. And last but not least is my man, De'Aaron Fox, who just dropped yesterday and is a absolute god. De'Aaron Fox is just insane. If he is tied in Derrick Rose with speed, the only card that's actually faster than Rose and Fox is Rhonda, who has a 96 speed, and they have a 95. Plus, Fox has a 95 speed with ball. Cheeses all around, and it's just seriously one of the most fun cards in the entire game. I did a gameplay with him yesterday, and it was one of the most fun times that I've ever had in a 2K game. This De'Aaron Fox is just seriously a demon. If you haven't tried him out, I highly recommend it. So that wraps it up for our best PGs tier list out here. If again you have any problems with the list, let me know down in the comment section below. If there's some guys that need to move up, move down, let me know, and we can obviously do all of that. If you did enjoy the video, the like button down below. I do want to finish off these like last 10 seconds of the video just with the cards hidden, just in case. So again, if you did enjoy it, hit the like button down below. If you want to see where the cards are ranked, make sure you look through the video, actually watch it, hear the reasoning and stuff like that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys are new to the channel. We are on there at 15K subscribers, and check out the sponsor of today's video. Link is in the description down below. If you need anything grinded, hit him up. Hope you have a great day, and I will see you in the next video.